G'day everybody, before this video gets started, I would just like to apologise for the bad audio quality because I did not have a mic. I have ordered one, it's on its way, so the next video will be a lot nicer and a lot clearer. Hopefully you can deal with it just for this video. Thank you.
G'day everybody, and whoever's interested. I am here because I'm going to make maybe half a dozen to 10 videos, separate videos on how I have built my Raptor, which is a 2005 660. It was a twin carbureted. That was on the stock engine frame, so just the frame. And I have a 1998 YZF Thunderace 1000R, I'm pretty sure they're called. I had the whole bike, but I took the engine, just the engine out, and I'm going to put that engine into my Raptor and make it one. This is going to be very cut and shut because I've never done this before. I don't know how to do anything, so I'm just going to do it in the most helpful way I can possible, if I'm even going to be able to do it, and if it's even going to get any interest, which it doesn't matter if not. So I have the photos next to me on my screen and me on the left side, so I'm going to be trying to look at the camera and the photos at the same time, and then I'll edit the photos, so I'll colour in what I need. I'll circle bits that I have cut, shut, made, we've had to remove, anything like that I'll highlight and I'll circle. So I'm going to try and make it as clear as possible for people who want to try and do this, which is the way I have done it with this engine. Of course, it's only really going to, the very small details, so the engine mounts on the frame, the engine mounts on everything, is going to depend on different engines, but I think the basics of what I have done should be able to get transferred onto, a different engine, like maybe a Gixxer or a Fireblade or a Quacker, if any of you is interested in doing that on the 660 frame, because I know the 700 frame, they went to the aluminium, and I couldn't work with that because I haven't got the materials nor the knowledge on how to weld or anything like that. Also, just for information, I have done this all at home. So this first photo, this is the bike. This is the 1998 YZF Thunderace, and what happened is I had a prank. It had a right side, low side prang from memory. So it had I don't think I have any photos here of the right side, but it had a small dent in the frame. All the plastics were buggered on it. No lights worked or anything. The dash didn't work, so I bought it I bought it just for the engine. Pardon me, just to put the engine in the Raptor, because this has always been a dream of mine. I've always dreamt of doing this. So here's the bike, which of course I'll try and edit the photo in on top of my webcam. I'll try. So I'm going to show you from the very start, from when we started pulling apart that bike to when on this episode, I'll show you, because I'm up to it running already. I've got the engine in, so I'll be able to show everything in, I don't know, half a dozen episodes, I'm hoping. And so I'll show you the bike, what we did to the bike, which all we did was strip the guts off of it and took everything we needed out of it, so wiring harness, radiator, hoses, anything that's vital for the engine to be running without going too ridiculous. So taking wheels and brakes and sensors and O2s and the X-up valve, you know, the wiring, we didn't worry about for that or anything. So here's the photo of it. This isn't how I bought it. We've already taken the seat off, and I think that was it. Because when we bought it, I shouldn't have, but I took it for a little ride to make sure the engine, you know, it started, it went under its own power, and it did, it went. It surprised me on how quick it was, because I thought, being such an old bike, well, I mean, I say such an old bike, but it's a 98, so it's not super old. I thought it would be a little bit on the, you know, slow side, and it was quick. So yeah, here's the bike. Here we have just taken the rear fender off, the headlights, the dash, you know, the tank, all unnecessary things that were easy, that took us 20 minutes tops, you know, going slowly, talking, blah, 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 you know, everything else. That was easy. Here's another photo from the rear, so you can get the, so you can see how big, because I never realised the air filter box on this thing is ginormous, absolutely massive, which isn't a bad thing, but you'll see later, yeah, sort of we ran into a little bit of problems here and there. And here is the engine taken out, so that's just a bare frame, all the wiring's gone, it still had brakes, it still had all your running gear, so basically you could put another engine in and go for it. And I didn't need the frames, I sold the frame's gone, tyres, brakes, which I should have took the brakes off, and the rotors, and the cog on the back, or whatever you want to call it, the sprocket, because that sort of stuff is always handy for later, but that doesn't matter. Here's the engine by itself. This is all basic stuff, so I'm going to run through all this starting stuff quickly. Well, it's been pretty long so far, hasn't it? As quick as possible. So that's, you see we've taken, when we took it off, we took the radiator hoses, we took everything we could possibly take off that we thought we might have been able to use again. And right here, so here, I'll just let you know that this Raptor was running, so everything was fine. The engine's going fine, still going strong. It needed a little bit of work, had a rattly cam chain. I was using a bit of oil, blowing a bit of smoke, so you know it was on its way out. But these engines are just about bulletproof. Yamaha really outdid themselves with these, and I think they almost regretted it, because I have tried to kill this engine. I know I'm dumb, but I've tried to kill this engine and I just simply couldn't. They're just bulletproof. Oil, water, it'll go forever. So there's the bare frame. There's the bare frame again. These are all, I'm just going to scroll past these. These are bare frame. You can see there are 600 and, I'm not sure about the cc, but there are 660, so I'm assuming there'll be 660 cc, 650. I know the newer ones have gone up. The 700s have gone up to 689, I think. I think there are 689 cc, and they're fuel injected as well, whereas this is the twin carby model. So it was a bit of a, yeah, it makes it a little bit harder to take things apart, which not much, but yeah, there's a frame. Now, as you can see here, there's the end there. There's the frame, bare frame. We took the engine out, and that I don't think I'll need to go through taking the engine out, because that was simple. And if you don't know how to do it, you can look up, you know, go onto Google and go how to take out Raptor engine, and it's not hard. All it is from memory. It's your top mounts. You got top mounts that go from the old circle air, everything. They come from the top of the frame. You can see here. Of course, the engine goes through your swing arm bolt. You got, and your two two mounts on the bottom. I'll just zoom in here. Yeah, two mounts on the bottom, and I'm pretty sure from memory that's it for both sides of taking the engine out. From memory, I can't remember because it was a while ago I took this out. So if I'm wrong, I apologise, but it's an easy job. Easy. Very minimal wiring on the 660s because they're carby. So yeah, all basic. It didn't take me and my father, I'll give it an hour tops, because we had a couple of seized bolts, which if you are going to do this, always spray your bolts with CRC or WD or anything like that. This is just another angle of the frame, which I'll explain after. It's another. This is sort of we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get the engine in there, which was I don't even know what I thought we would have been able to. We were going to see if we were going to be able to get the engine to even just to slightly fit in the frame, but there was I don't have any good photos of it. There was no this particular engine, there was no chance. I have seen some online where somehow they've just managed to pop the engine straight in there, and it was not that easy for me, unfortunately. This is just another angle from the front. Oh, sorry. Oh. Yeah, not much to see there. That's where. So this is where it starts to get a bit interesting. Right here, we had to cut the two. I don't know what pieces you would call them. The two, let's say L or angled bits on the top of the frame. So the two angled parts of the frame up top, and so I'll backtrack. You can see where we've cut here. So we have cut as far back as possible and as far forward as possible, because that engine is really slant. It's the way it sits in the bike, it's not upright. The pistons are like, they're like, like that, and the carbies sort of sit here. The carbies sort of sit like here upwards, and then the box sits on top of that. You can see, but it was awkward engine. So we've cut them. We ground the sides down. Of course, if you ever cut the frame, this is for people who are new to this, and this is the first major project I've done like this. Not the first project I've done. I have a cafe racer built at home. So whenever you cut anything on, just about anything, you always make sure you either grind it, sand it, whatever around the edges, because you will cut yourself on sharp metal. Because whenever you cut metal, it always leaves them really paper thin metal shavings on the side of the pipe. And as you can see here, we ground it off. That's my father. He gave me a hand. And the reason why I cut the top of the frame was because I didn't want to lose any ground clearance. So I see lots of people, because in all honesty, it would have been easier to cut the bottom of the frame. For the reason is that all you would have to do is make the bottom of the frame, which would have been, in my opinion, would have been a hell of a lot easier. And then you can use the stock tank, you can use your stock fairings, you can use, stock just about everything if you leave the top of the frame on. That's a bit better. Okay. But yeah, so that's sort of the reason why I wanted to why we cut the top, was because I didn't want to lose ground clearance. I'm not building this as a sand rail bike, as a drag bike. I'm keeping this as I want to go on the bush. I want to go out bush and ride through trails. I want to go on race tracks and not race it, but be able to have fun and still, take it through the tracks without having a 50-foot freaking extended swing arm on the back, which ruins the handling. You extend the swing arm on anything, a motorbike, road bike, dirt bike, road bike, quad bike, car, you ruin the handling. Yeah, head of lot 1 understeer, I believe. But that's the reason why I cut the top, was because I needed ground clearance and I wanted to still ride it normally and not have it as a one purpose-built bike. I'm not sure where I'll go up to on this one. I might go up to where we just put the frame in and sit it there, which is only there should only be a couple more minutes and then I'll be done. All right. So this next photo that I'll put on will be a side view of, you'll be able to see where we've cut the frame. It's a bit of a, you can't really see a whole lot, which that was my bad. I'm not a freaking photographer, but you can sort of see that there's, it was a tight fit. It's a tight fit, very tight fit. So you can sort of see that it is going to fit, and it did fit, because I'm up, as I said, I'm up to, I have rode it. Put this in, is we have to cut out these 2 triangle bits at the front of the now I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay, so we have to cut out these 2 straight bits here, because from memory they got in the way of when we were putting it in there. They got in the way of this very forward-facing bit on the front of the engine, right here. That it was hitting on there, because when we were trying to get it in, we couldn't lift it up too high because it would hit on the the steering stem bearings. So that's why, I believe, from memory, that's why we cut them. This is a while ago, these photos. These were about 4 months ago from today, when we first started to cut the frame, from memory. So I'm going to be a bit shady, but I'm going to try my best. So yeah, you can see that I just ground that, and you can see on these now that we have to keep our clearances, which was a very big job, and it wasn't fun. We put pieces of wood, you know, all over it. So we put it there. I believe we put some on, oh no, we might not put any, but we ended up putting some on the front of the engine, because the front of the top of the rocker cover, because that's, yeah, well, the top of the cam cover, whatever you want to call it, was rubbing on that part, that cross member on the frame. So we basically put little slithers of wood everywhere, so we could have, you know, a little bit of clearance at the sump, a little bit of clearance at the front. Here you can see that we have put this, I don't even know, I can't remember what they're called. That's bad, isn't it? But all they do is I got 2 circle bits on the end, and this bit in the middle you twist, and it either spreads it or pulls it. And what we had to do, because when we cut the frame, whenever you either cut the bottom or the top of the frame, it's going to, so say you cut the bottom, it's going to, if you have it on its wheels, it's going to do that, because you've got no structural integrity at the bottom, and it's just, the whole frame's going to bend. Or if you pick it up, so you pick it up from the middle, this is if you've cut the bottom, it'll go the opposite way. It'll bend slightly that way, which means everything will be out of line. And because we cut the top of the frame, so because where we've cut, when we put it down on its wheels, it's done this, and it's slowly done that. No, sorry, it slowly came together like that. And the reason why we put that there is we straightened it, so then it was like that. So then we've got it flat again, and the frame isn't doing, you know, this, which gave us clearance, and we were able to just get the engine in there. I'll just put a couple of photos up of, you know, front facing, side facing views of where we have, of the engine. This is the initial first time we ever had the engine in the frame. I'll just put a couple pics up of that. All basic. All we used was, we used I borrowed a mate's hoist. We had to jack the bike up because of a certain hoist we used. As you can see, we used a bike jack, and we used that's a bike car that holds up to 1,500 kilos or something. I'm going to leave that there because I don't know how I'm going to edit this. I don't know how to do it or anything. So, I mean, thanks for watching. I hope I can help, you know, at least one person in the world that's looking at doing one. You know, I hope I can at least help someone with, you know, some form of something, if they're willing to do and put in the work for this type of custom job, because it's not a 5-minute job, unfortunately. Some engines I've seen online, they just slip them in there, no air filters, they slap the carbies on, and that's it. This was not like that. This took a long time. So thanks for watching. I hope I can help someone do this in the world. You know, I hope I've showed a little bit of information. I'm going to keep going, whether this gets 0 views or 1, because I know it's not going to get many, because, yeah, I just know. So, yeah, thank you, and I'll see you later.